This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Man in custody after allegedly killing teen lover during disputes. A man remains in police custody in relation to the stabbing death of his 19-year-old girlfriend during a reported domestic dispute at the woman's house in Kitsentown, St. Catherine. The deceased has been identified as Nishara Campbell. According to reports, on Wednesday, August 4, Campbell and her boyfriend had an argument which escalated to the point where the man allegedly used a knife to stab her several times. He then fled the area but was eventually apprehended by the police. Campbell was assisted to the hospital where she died while being treated. Up to the time of publication, there was no report of the suspect, who is said to be in his 20s, having been charged by the police. Jamaican farm worker stabbed by another in Canada in critical condition. A Jamaican farm worker remains in critical condition under intensive care at a Canadian hospital after being stabbed by a colleague on Friday. The names of the injured worker and his attacker have not been released. The circumstances that led to the attack at the British Columbia farm were not immediately available. However, the attacker has been arrested. Video footage shows upset farm workers attempting to harm him as the police placed him in handcuffs and were about to take him away. Permanent Secretary in the Labor Ministry Colette Roberts-Risden says the ministry has been in contact with the mother of the injured worker. She also said the matter, which remains under police investigation, is very sensitive. In the meantime, the Permanent Secretary said the Jamaican liaison officer has been in contact with the employer and has visited the injured farm worker. She said too that the officer will also be seeking to have a meeting with the other farm workers soon. High schoolers among 6 dead from Independence Day road crashes. 3 teenagers, including 2 high school students, were among 6 persons who died from injuries they sustained in 3 separate motor vehicle crashes in St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, and Manchester on Independence Day, Friday, August 6. In the first crash in St. Elizabeth, 2 teenagers died after a motorcycle they were traveling on collided with a truck along the Bull Savannah Main Road. The deceased have been identified as 18-year-old Ojay Rowe and 14-year-old Nathan Witter, a student of B.B. Cook High School in the parish. Police reports are that about 2:30 p.m., Rowe and Witter were on a motorcycle driving along the roadway when it collided with a Toyota motor truck which was traveling in the opposite direction. Both teenagers were taken to the hospital where they were both pronounced dead. According to a post from a woman in the B.B. Cook High School Past Students Association Facebook group, Nathan was in grade 8 at the institution. On behalf of the B. Cook High School family, I pause to send condolences to the family and friends of Nathan Witter. At this time, the woman posted, Nathan was an 8th grade student at the institution. I know his mother and grandmother very well. Nathan died tragically in a motorcycle accident, she added. In relation to Friday's crash in Clarendon, an unidentified man died when a Toyota Probox motor vehicle he was traveling in crashed on the 4 Paths Main Road in the parish. The driver of the car reportedly lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a parked truck at about 3:50 p.m. The injured man was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. There are conflicting reports about whether the deceased was the driver of the car or a passenger in the vehicle. 3 other persons who were injured in that crash were treated and released at the hospital. Hours later, a man and his teen daughter, along with another female, died in a 2-vehicle crash on the Downs Main Road in Manchester. The deceased have been identified as 33-year-old Safari Phillips, 36-year-old Sanjay Kane, and his daughter, 14-year-old Sanjina Kane, a student of St. Elizabeth Technical High School. It is understood that Phillips is also related to the 2 Kanes. According to reports, about 5:20 p.m., the 3 individuals were traveling in a Toyota Isis motor car along the roadway when it collided with a Honda motor car. The 3 occupants of the Toyota Isis motor car were assisted to the hospital where they all were pronounced dead. The driver of the other car that was involved in the crash was reportedly hospitalized in serious condition. On the official St. Elizabeth High School Facebook page, a photograph of Sanjina was posted and condolences were expressed to her family. The Stetz family mourns the passing of young grade 7 student Sanjina Kane, who passed away in a tragic motor vehicle accident along with her father yesterday. Rest in peace, Sanjina, and may the Lord grant peace and comfort to your family and friends during this difficult time, the post further stated. A woman who identified herself as the teen's aunt shared the post made by the institution and captioned it with the lines, "Sanj, my God, your future was gonna be a bright one. Love you forever." Meanwhile, police investigations are ongoing into all 3 fatal crashes. Man gone missing in St. Catherine. 33-year-old Stephen Williams, otherwise called Blacks, a mason of Old Harbor Road, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, has been missing since Wednesday, August 4. He is of dark complexion, slim build, and about 165 centimeters or 5 feet 5 inches tall. Reports from the Spanish Town police are that about 11 a.m., Williams was last seen on Old Harbor Road, St. Catherine, wearing a blue t-shirt, orange cap, black ripped jeans, and a pair of black Clark's shoes. He has not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Stephen Williams is being asked to contact the Spanish Town Police at 876-984-2305, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Man executed in Dam Road, Johns Hall. Approximately 3:10 p.m., gunmen strike again in the Dam Road, Johns Hall community, killing Ryan Kelvin, aka Little Blacks, or West Side. Reports are that he was standing in the village lane when the gunmen alighted from nearby bushes, killing him on the spot before escaping on foot. This killing is said to have stemmed from an ongoing gang dispute between Spring Mount and Johns Hall, where several persons were shot, 2 fatally on Sunday, June 27. Stakeholders stage peace walk in Wakefield, Trelawney. The Trelawney Police Division staged a major peace walk through the community of Wakefield on Independence Day, August 6, calling for an end to the crime and violence in the area. Commanding officer of the Trelawney Police Division, Superintendent Carlos Russell, led the walk through and was joined by other stakeholders in the parish. These included Member of Parliament for Trelawney Northern, Tova Hamilton, Justices of the Peace, representatives from the Trelawney Municipal Corporation, the Social Development Commission, and other agencies. In his remarks, Superintendent Russell encouraged the residents to work with the police and report all criminal activities. "I know that a lot of citizens are worried, and we are here just to assure citizens that we are here to work with you and also to encourage you to work with the local police," he said. "Violence is not good for any community at all. I know that a lot of you have invested millions of dollars in your homes, and a lot of us, including myself, cannot afford to run away from where we live. So we have a vested interest in our community to ensure that peace reign," he added. Superintendent Russell also informed the Wakefield Police Station now has a new commander, Sergeant Burhane Barnes. He urged the residents to get familiar with Sergeant Barnes and to work with him to return Wakefield to the peaceful community it was once known for. "We just need to speak to our brothers and our sisters for them to consider their neighbors and their family, because sometimes it is the family members who are affected," Superintendent Russell explained. "Peace, that is all we want, peace in the community. Sergeant Barnes is the new station commander, and I know he is willing to work with you to ensure that you have a safe community," he added. In the meantime, Justice of the Peace and a representative of the Wakefield Neighborhood Watch, Marlet Skloss, said youths must come together for a crime-free community. She encouraged the residents to speak to their JPs if they see something, because we are going to be on it. COVID cases, deaths, and hospitalizations jump. Jamaica's COVID worry deepened over the weekend, with more deaths, hospitalizations, and infections across the country. According to the Ministry of Health, there were 3 deaths on Saturday. The latest COVID deaths are a 62-year-old female from St. Anne, a 69-year-old male from St. Anne, and a 30-year-old female from St. Anne. Meanwhile, there were 379 new infections with a positivity rate of 37.8%. The parish breakdown is as follows: Kingston and St. Andrew 69, St. Catherine 63, St. Anne 55, Westmoreland 51, St. James 43, Manchester 36, Hanover 30, St. Mary 10, Clarendon 7, Trelawney 6, St. Thomas 5, Portland 3, and St. Elizabeth 1. At the same time, hospitalizations have increased. As at Saturday, 272 people were in a hospital, up from 256 a day earlier. Some 67 patients were moderately ill and 34 critical. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.